All right, on the Block podcast, we are
We're
outside
back.
again,
Yes.
again, and we have a very important guest. Is our first guest. Called English. Our first guest of the season. As you all know, at this
Yes.
point, you already know we're in a new studio where we have a new space, and we have the mind behind the space.
Yes, we
We have the man
do.
himself, the legend, the owner of the founder of the Moto Workspace. We have Chris Sharpe with us. Welcome. Thank you so much, Chris, for being with us, being here with us. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's just amazing to have the opportunity to talk to founders, people. Like guys, the space is huge.
it's
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 Yeah.
huge.
Yeah,
massive.
4,000 square feet
Wow.
of
Wow.
creativity and
Wow.
and connection. Yeah.
And connection. It must have been extremely difficult to like get this. I can't even imagine.
It was pretty difficult. Um, a lot of work, a lot of years of hearing no from banks and organizations, and um, just grinding, doing the 9 to 5 job thing, and then
Mm,
trying to skim a little bit of the money off of your survival just to
mm,
make these things happen. And but the one thing that I would say over 20 years was I just always had a vision that a space could be created, a
mm.
space could happen, and I would always be like, okay, the next year, the next year, the next year, just never stop.
And then here we
Very
are today.
important.
Here we are today.
Put in all the work so that OTB can record.
Can be here
So we
today.
can have a space to record. And I love that, like you said, 4,000 square feet of creativity because
Yes.
you were not just you had like a goal like when you were building all of this, and you built this, and for example we are here, and then I can't even imagine the whole number of different people you've worked with that have come to this space and also enjoyed the value that this space brings to Winnipeg. We're in Winnipeg, by the way. This is the same
Yeah.
city that you're all saying that there's nothing happening.
But
There's
yet you have this.
you
Yeah.
know so yeah, it's I wanted to talk about like your kind of your headspace, your mind space. Like I saw on the website you said something. We help those who are lost find their motto and live it every day. I feel like that's a very bold statement to make.
Yeah. Well, for the most part, this world is just organized confusion, and
Wow,
Wow.
wow, that's heavy.
Wow.
We gotta process that. This world is
Organized
organized confusion.
confusion.
Okay.
organized confusion. It's many different civilizations layered on top of each other,
Mm,
and you know everybody is just so busy just trying to survive and eat, and
mm,
nobody takes a breath, takes time to find who they are and find out their gifts and their talents.
yeah,
So that's one of the reasons why we're here to help people find their motto, like find their dreams, find their visions.
that's amazing. And it's something similar to what Tammy was even saying. About how like when you're here, especially some of us, a lot of us that came here as students, and we migrated from one country, is like so difficult to move out of that nine to
Yeah.
five,
Find
and
your actual
yeah,
niche, find your space, and be able to work through that.
and even keep
So
going.
what kept you pushing?
Yeah,
I don't know. When I was 14 years old, there was just like this
from
reali-
14, that's crazy.
realization that the world was not fair and was never going to
Mm,
be fair,
okay.
and it wasn't equal. And people said I was black, and then I looked at my skin, I see it's brown.
And you're like,
Wow, exactly,
So then I'm
exactly.
like, everything, it was just like it's like I was living in an opposite world. So the motivation was that if I was gonna make anything happen, I would have to do it, and I might not get it done in my lifetime, but I'm gonna try.
I love that. Like you
wow.
were like that's even a different way of thinking about it. Like you might actually not get to your goal in your lifetime. Like I've never even thought of it at that time. Like I'm always
Never.
thinking of it like, oh, I'm
I
gonna
have to get to
yeah,
that goal.
exactly. I need to make
Yeah.
$1 million before I die. But like to even have that mindset that I may not even get it in
But
my
the fact
lifetime,
that
but
you tried
yo,
is
I'm still gonna
enough.
try even regardless. Now that's
That's a
crazy. I've
really good
definitely taken
mentality.
something from that
Yeah, that's a really good
immediately,
mentality to have.
like, and another thing I was like, there's so many things I want to say, and I know like I just hope we keep this good relationship because
Oh, for sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
because it's amazing to just see someone else from that has you have your own whole set of different experiences, and then yet but you're still focused and you still have a lot of what's the word I'm looking for, the qualities that I'm trying to infuse in myself, and I feel like even my team as well, like Tammy and
Yeah.
J Boy, they also want that focus as well. So it's just like, so what I'm thinking is like, it's gonna be so hard and so stressful. So why? Like, why do you keep
Yeah.
like why? Like what? Like like that's what people actually ask me. Like why? Why do you even actually want
Yes.
everything?
Like when you get the no's, what makes you say there's a I must get a
Like
yes.
why
I
not
have to
just
get
give?
a yes
It's
from
easy to
someone.
give
What
up.
makes
So
you
why
keep
not just
going to
give
get
up?
that
Yeah.
yes?
Because it's also fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
When
it's,
you're doing what you
it's
love, it's
also
fun,
enjoyable.
yeah.
Like when you're trying to do something that you want to do, then it really isn't. It's not as stressful. It's not as painful to.
Mm,
It's worth the sacrifice of whatever comes.
yeah. Yeah. Because in that sense, it's like, even if you get the no, even getting no's is still better than your 9 to 5. If you, like in
That's
that
Oh yeah,
sense,
yeah,
That's true.
yeah.
like
That's true.
just the fact that you're building, like, let me even share my own experience because I have made a few short films and they're not good because when you whatever you do when you first start, they're never going to be good. But there was the day when I wanted to film like a restaurant scene. So I was walking to a local restaurant that my friend knew the owner. So that day when I was walking there, I was like, wow, I felt like this was like the biggest day of my life because I'm walking to ask another like business owner for the first ever time for like a collaboration.
Right.
So it opened like so many doors in my head, like wow, this is actually what I want to be doing. I want to be
Right.
collaborating, I want to be working with people to build, just to make the world a better place in that sense, because
Yeah.
you feel like there's value with what you're doing. So with that being said, I just wanted to know, like, how was your own like collaboration process, building your own team, like, was it, I know people say start with your friends, but I don't know, like, how do you know the friends to trust with this kind of thing?
Well, you don't.
Yeah.
You don't. It's trial and error, and I've had a lot of bad working relationships, but I've had a lot of good
Good
ones.
ones.
But you can't um, punish the next working relationship off of the bad
Previous, yeah.
relationship. So I've always like trust first, and then if I see signs of that negative situation, then I move away. But you can't be afraid to share, connect, and grow with people because this world tries to keep us all apart. It tries to
Yeah.
keep us all afraid of each other. It tries to keep us not, wanting to work with black people because one of the problems I find is that like even the word black is always associated with something negative,
Exactly. Yes.
like blackball or the black market or like the black death and
Yeah.
you've been blacklisted.
Ah.
So if you think about it,
Wow.
a lot of people subconsciously, if you're black, it's hard. Even if you're black, I'm talking
Yeah.
about just black people.
Yeah.
It's hard to work with other black people because you've been trained to not like anything black. But I realized that this was a trick. This was a tongue of. This is a subconscious training for us that I've learned to love my people,
Exactly.
and then I've also learned to find the culture because we're not black people. I don't even know what country black is, but we're actually from the motherland, and we need to find our roots. So I actually did a DNA test to find out my roots, and then find out who I was and where we came from. It wasn't just Jamaica. My parents were from Jamaica, but they originated from Africa, and I found out I was from many different African communities. Ghana, Senegal,
Wow.
Nigeria,
Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
Mozambique.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was all these different percentages, and I'm like, wow, this is like, maybe millions of years of ancestry.
Of lineage. Yeah.
So that I think when you, and for me, I've found my culture. I know where I'm from. I think that's the number one thing. If you're a people like just call you, I'm just saying like I'm still on the black tip, but if they just
Yeah.
call you black, you're lost.
Yeah. It's not enough.
It's not enough.
It's just.
But that's how for me is going back to your question. Like that's how like, this is this space here is for all races, but I really wanted to focus on trying to bring Black people together.
Yeah.
African people, Caribbean people, whatever nationality you are, and everybody else. But
Yeah.
just so that they know that we can work together,
Yep.
trust each
Yeah.
other, love each other, and grow together. So, but yeah, I have no problem meeting someone new and just like, let's go.
Let's go. Let's just work.
Yep.
Yep.
Let's work.
That's why we're already here. So
Yeah.
that's the testimony. We can say that as a testimony as well. Yeah. That's have you been to Africa? Have you ever visited before?
I haven't been to Africa yet. I want to go.
We'll carry you to Nigeria now.
Yeah.
What do you
Yeah.
think? We'll host you. Jeff boy, you go host them now. What do you think?
So it did say that the largest African ancestry was 51% Nigerian.
You're one of us
Wow,
now.
you're Nigerian
Yeah,
then.
you're one of us. We'll host you. Like, may not be today, may not be tomorrow, but we can
Well, we'll
definitely,
host
we can definitely
you.
talk about that. Like, it's so, like you said, the thing you said about culture is so, like, it's so beautiful because when you say Black, it's like we don't really understand it, but then at the same time, when you now say, well, because we grew up from Nigeria, right? And then it's like we were taught like this is Nigerian, this is the way of life, this is blah 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 and blah. So when we now come here, we now hear Black, it's
Yeah,
like
you have like a
we're like,
culture
okay,
shock, like, what's
it's so
that?
confusing. Like, okay, and then like you said, there's so many negative things that come with it. So our minds are already like we're so confused. So
Right.
so when we now come here and then so where I'm going with it is like it's so niche, like to meet people with the mindset you have, to even say, wow, like they may tell you Black, but that's the wrong mentality, that's the wrong
Yeah.
mindset. You have to really dig deep before
Dig
before you can even find a place like this. So I'm just like, how do we do more of this? How do we put this out there and let people know that change our mentality,
We
change
just
our
have to
mindset.
turn off the noise.
Mm.
So we have to turn off the news. Don't get involved in all the fighting
Yeah.
because it seems like it's just conflict
Yep.
after conflict,
Yep.
and they use that to distract
That's
us.
very, very true.
So I mean, turn off the noise, get in a quiet space, and just get to work. And don't let loved ones, friends, or strangers tell you that you can't do what you want to do. They're just telling you that you can't do it because they can't do it.
Yep. Yep. They're kind of projecting their own fears on you
On
in that
you.
sense.
Yeah, well, we can do it. We can own our spaces. We can make movies. We can
Exactly.
make TV shows. We can do it. It's just we always think we need someone else to help us,
Mhm.
but we need to start helping ourselves.
Wow.
Exactly. We need to come together and like just do it, just go, and then what's the worst that could happen?
We didn't have it in the first place.
Exactly.
That's true.
Exactly. Yeah, it's amazing how you're able to. Okay, I have another question for you actually, but still, yeah. On my previous point, it's amazing how you were able to kind of carry the cross to say on your back and then just keep going, like back again to what you said, like to. Even if you don't achieve it in your lifetime, you shall
The
still
fact that
do
you
it.
tried
Like
is
that
amazing.
is that literally like it was
I feel like that is still in
You-
my
but
mind. like, it's
I'm
still
going
rolling.
to I'm
Like,
taking
you
it
don't
home.
have to reach that goal
Go,
as
but
long
I'm-
as you're trying, you're
to-
working towards
Yes.
it, you're doing something.
Wow, like I've never heard anyone say that before.
I'm
I'm just
telling
going
you.
to and if you hear me say it outside,
Just
don't be
know.
mad that I took your line. But anyways, but my question to you is like, okay, for you said you were 14 and you kind of had the realization of what you wanted to build. So is there anything you want to say to people that, let's say they're 14, or let's not say 14, okay, you're at whatever age, and you're still kind of struggling with that, having that epiphany, that moment, that realization of, okay, this is what I want to build, this is what I want, this is the value I want to bring to the world. Is there anything you can kind of comment on?
Yeah, I would say the most precious thing in life is time, and we don't have as much as we think. So they've taught us that we live for 100 years, but we don't. The average person lives in Canada 80 years. So middle age is actually 40.
Yeah.
Half of your life is 40. So don't wait for retirement. Don't wait for the next year. Don't wait for tomorrow. Don't wait for that connection. Start building it now because
Today.
you're stronger. You're only strong for physically
Okay.
for a certain amount of
Single
time.
Yep.
So like, yeah, that's just start it
Just
wherever
start it,
you are.
Wherever you are. And like, I think, yeah, start it, and even if it doesn't go anywhere, just start,
Yeah.
Just start it, yeah.
and
because
then see where it takes you.
people will come.
Yeah, at this point, stop planning and just do it.
Just
Yeah.
just go out and do something.
Because they tell us to do it at retirement.
Yep.
It's a trick. You're already
Pre-
run down, and you maybe have 4 or 5 years, maybe
Wow.
10 years. Most people die 5 years after retirement.
Wow. I did not even know that stat, but that's amazing to think about. That's that like yeah, I even feel like a lot of people think this way. Like I feel everyone has these kind of moments, but they kind of just
They push it to the back.
back
It's
and then
like, oh
and
well.
they just go to
I'll do
work
it
the next
later.
day. I'll just do it later,
I'll
and
do it
that
tomorrow.
kind of thing.
I'll start next month, next year. New
I'll
year
do it
goal.
when I have the money. You actually don't need any money to start something. You need a pen and a piece of paper.
Wow.
That's it.
Guys.
She's like, why are you talking to me? Why are you shaking my table? Why are you talking about me?
Dropping gems. Actually.
Yeah. So yeah, that's why we're having this. It's not even just for us, but people listening, people watching from
sure.
all over the world. So, we've talked a lot about the past and your building and everything. Can you comment on anything you're looking forward to?
Yeah,
Anything
like
you're
future projects,
Yeah.
anything like that.
Oh yeah, like super excited about cool sweepings. It's a black curling comedy that we're developing with Black Film Space Manitoba. It's based
amazing. You heard it here first. I mean,
you
but
know,
not first. Sorry, go
upon
ahead.
Jamaican Manitobans curling, which is not really
Our thing, like
you know. But there is actually we reached out to Curling Jamaica. So they just started this year.
Oh
So
man.
the year we're starting the movie is the year that they started. And then when I spoke with the individual who started it, he started working on this 14, I think it was 14 years ago,
Wow.
and I started writing the concept 14 years ago.
Wow.
Wow.
So it's like it just connects.
Yeah.
That's what he said to me. I was like, I was in college when I wrote it, and then he started trying to create the Jamaican curling team, and now it became official, and then our movie has become official.
Wow. I love that, man. Like it's like how you can think of doing your own thing and you're not even afraid of even reaching out to someone that's thousands of miles away and connecting to build something.
That's very true. Moving out of your comfort
what
zone.
zone. Mhm.
Yes.
Was that how difficult was that for you to like move out of your comfort zone and reach out to?
Oh, I've had no problem reaching out to people, just because like this world like tries to keep us apart.
Yeah.
And I tried to within my own bubble
Yeah.
communicate with as many people as possible. Say hi to people, talk to the person at the grocery store, or you know, like just be like a person. You know,
Yeah.
if I'm not in a good mood, like people, you walk up to somebody, you go, "How are you doing?" And everybody always says the same thing.
I'm
Doing great.
Yeah.
I actually go, if I'm not feeling well, I go, I'm feeling terrible, and I tell them why, and then they're like, they're just confused. They don't know what to do.
I can't even imagine if I go out today and I'll be like, and then I ask someone,
am I
how are
supposed to
you?
give you a hug, or am I supposed to like tell you everything?
They'll be like, no, you're not supposed to give me your problems.
I'm like,
Like,
oh, here's your milk. You know? It's almond milk, by the way. I don't drink cow's milk, but it's like, here's your almond milk.
that's funny. Yeah, because I don't think I've ever been in that situation where like I say how are you and the person be like not fine.
Yeah,
Or
a lot is happening.
I'll be like, oh, why did I ask?
I'm going through it.
But I'm curious. So talk about like when you said you were not like you're not feeling good. How was the person's reaction? What did the person say?
Oh, they're just usually confused, and then they're just not used to that answer. So it is kind of fun for me too. I'm like,
You just be watching them unfold, like wow.
Well, yeah, it's like you're building that, and you're building the whole curling the film project. So in terms of like Winnipeg, like its connection back to Winnipeg. So how does that work? Like you said you're making a film. Is there like a place where people can research more on it? Is there a place
oh
where
yeah. So we also created Manitoba's first black film production house.
Wow. Things are happening. This is the same Winnipeg that you told us. So you told us that Winnipeg, there's nothing happening, but So when was this created?
This was created in November of 2020, November 22nd, actually, literally.
November 22nd last
2022.
year. 2022. So
Wow.
like this is the same.
Wow.
It's the same Winnipeg. I'm just saying it out. I'm just saying that this is why we created this podcast. So hear it live so that people can stop saying, because I've literally, when I said that I wanted to do film, people are out and you have to move, right? And I'm not saying I don't have to move, but I'm just saying
Right.
Why?
I still
Oh
have.
no, you don't have to move.
You
No,
see,
because the whole planet is your home.
Mm.
So there's nowhere to. You don't need to move anywhere.
Jeffrey, write this down.
The whole
Write
planet
this
is your
down. The whole
home.
planet is your home. Write this down because honestly, people don't think the way like what you just said now. People will be like, some people will be like, no, like they wouldn't understand
For
it
sure, yeah.
Yeah.
because of passports, because of like visas, because of especially us that internationals. We know what we suffer to get like Canada to approve us to come here. So when you now say something like the planet is your home, it's gonna shock a lot of people that are listening.
Well, the lines are not really there.
It's just drawn.
It's just a mental block.
Yeah.
Jeffrey's writing all of this down.
Maybe at the actual border crossing, but you can actually walk across other places. Yeah.
That's
very
amazing.
true.
Especially in Europe, there's just a side note. In Europe, where you can just go like through the different Schengen visa countries with it. So yeah, it's
I do, just so you know, I go through the border crossings.
it just has to be that person. Like,
Everything's
there's
legal
nothing
here.
here.
I'm not doing anything. I'm still following the rules.
Obviously, it's all about the mentality. Still,
Yes.
it's all about the
That
mentality.
too. Like your mentality is really, really inspiring. Like being
Ye-
very honest.
Yup.
It's going to shake so many minds.
Yup.
It shook mine. I'm still shaking.
She's receiving it live and direct from the studio. She's like, "What?" It was like, well, when he said it just starts with a pen and paper, she was like, "Oh,
It's like,
But yeah, thank you for being genuine and being so honest about all those things. I like to ask people this question: is there anything you just like to just brag about, like something you're like, I did this, and I was like, I can't believe like this was just it.
I haven't done it yet.
Oh, okay. So, but it's something you want to.
Yeah, it's something that's probably coming that I haven't done yet. But a lot of the things I just love. Like I just love creating, in general.
Yep.
I'm a creative monster.
Creative monster.
That's
Love that.
like it's literally what I do every day. I have a portfolio just full of. So if I wake up, sometimes it's just 1 a.m, just start writing ideas, and then I'll go and build a website for it. I'll go and get. I'll register it, and then I'll just leave it.
That's
and then,
crazy.
wow.
And then I don't like. I will keep working on it when the time is right. Like I'll be in a meeting or and then they'll be like, "Oh, there's a video game idea." I'm like, "Oh, here." Or
You already have.
You already have the platform for it.
yeah, like it's just so that's for me. I've always been that way. So that 14 is when it activated. I don't know what happened, but like
Wow.
it just like, and at that point I just kept on running this marathon, and I'm running it, and you know how you go through like the pool and then the bike.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm
Keep
still in some of the stages. I haven't finished it yet.
Yep, and I feel like you're the kind of person that once you achieve the goal, you're always on the next thing. You just, because like you
Yes.
say, you're great. You just want to keep creating. I love that. It's so
Inspiring. Honestly,
inspirational.
guys,
It's like
I'm
I just wish come to the Moto Studio. Even if you don't have anything creative to do, come and lend a hand.
honestly,
Like,
guys,
come and lend
this
a hand.
space
Come
is
and
for anyone that is looking to be creative.
Exactly.
Anyone that is looking to do anything. This is the space for
And
you.
just so you know, this space is full of amazing, engineers and videographers and producers. So it has done its job. It's pulled
people
together
already.
these amazing, talented individuals who have their own companies and visions and
Exactly.
dreams. So I'm surrounded by people that just blow my mind as well.
Wow.
Exactly. Come to this. Like I don't know what else to say at this point. If you have listened up to this point, and if you're in Winnipeg, come and check it out. Come and meet the people here. Come and lend a hand. And then just feel the vibe here is just
The
it's
vibe
just
here is
it.
immaculate.
It's just it,
perfect.
and we're just fortunate enough to even be recording here because there were other options, but we're enjoying this decision so far. Thank you so much, Chris. Yeah. So let's talk a little bit briefly about the community, like the Winnipeg space. I want to kind of know, like, what do you think, in your own words, like, is like the value that the motto is bringing to Winnipeg community as a general thing? Because you've already mentioned specifically to the Black community, but like in Winnipeg, What are your kind of thoughts on that? I know that's like a
Yeah,
broad question.
for me, it's like it's bringing together a lot of the Black community, Caribbean, African community, diaspora,
Yep.
and putting us in positions of more leadership.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Important.
we're able to create ecosystems through these projects that we hire Latino, white, Black,
Mm.
and other organizations that are traditionally white owned or Jewish or Italian or all ethnic backgrounds are working with us in collaboration. But we're starting to lead these
Lead.
projects,
Interesting.
and that's the dream. Like, is for us to be able to,
Do you know?
be the directors and producers of the movies, control the festival,
Yeah.
you know, and that's kind of where we're at right now. It's just starting to work and collaborate with all races, but leading the charge with our ideas.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
With us.
And
Yeah.
then being it, yeah. Well, like I can't even say better than you. I can't this, but I can't say better than you. It's just like to even take this on your back and just run with it. It's just amazing. Thank you so much for all you're doing. Me, I appreciate it too because I want to do film. I'm not even I want to do filmmaking. I'm gonna do filmmaking.
You're gonna do it.
You
Yeah.
know, so I've
Yeah.
always made short films. I love production as well. That's why we do the podcast as well. So I appreciate everything you're doing. When I came to the space for the first time, I was like, wow.
Well, this space is nothing without you.
Oh my God! 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 Oh my God!
It really is. It's a collective of
Exactly.
people. So, and like I said, thanks for coming as well.
Yeah,
Oh,
thanks for
Thank you.
thanks for having us. Quick question from me. I don't know if you have any question for him before we round up, but my own question is: I had someone tell me once, straight up, that some people are like you said. So when you talk about your story about having ideas from 14 years old, right? Someone told me straight up that not everyone can be special in the sense that like some people at 14 they're just gonna have crazy ideas and that's just gonna be it, but a lot of people at 14 won't have any ideas, so
Right.
therefore they're just gonna kind of be ordinary for a very long time, and that's just how it is. Like it's just the way the world is. And I understood where the person was coming from, but at the same time I just wanted to know your own thoughts on that because it slapped me in the face when the person said it.
So he said to you that people can't be.
They can't. Yeah, you're only unique just because like everyone just is just you. Like you just in the terms of how you think. But like when it comes to like building what you want and actually living the 9 to 5 life is really
Not
just it.
everyone
You
can
know, everyone can
actually
actually
do
do
it.
it because it takes certain special traits
only
to
a
be.
few.
Yeah, only a few can actually have those
Can
traits and
achieve
actually
all that.
achieve all of that. So I wanted to know, your own.
So that one's a tricky one because I do believe in patterns as well. Like, for example, I mean, a bee colony has the queen, and then she has a hierarchy, and she has a structure, and there's certain. She's born a queen,
Yeah.
correct? So, so there's a structure to a society. I think that where there are certain people who will shine,
Yeah.
and some people are just probably more born to be workers and whatnot. Same with ant civilizations or
Yeah.
gorilla, tiger. There's a structure.
Yeah.
So humans have the same structure, I believe, but every human has a gift because we're not the same as all the other animals.
Yep.
So we were actually all creators. We've been given all this. I don't know if you look at our civilization, but all the animals live harmoniously with the environment. We transform it. We transform it into something that is alien.
Yep. To what it was before.
So,
Tommy is just like.
so we're the only species that does that. So technically, every human has a little bit of the God spark. So the question is, if our education system, which it won't change because it's controlled by business, and business needs workers to work for them to keep them rich. If the education system changed to finding everyone's God spark, we'd be Star Trek by now. So to answer your question, yes, every person can be special, but each person has a separate gift.
Gifts. Yeah.
Everyone has a different gift.
Exactly.
Like we all do. But this world needs workers to keep the rich rich.
Richer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Amazing, amazing. Like I want to show. I know the person that told me that I'm going to show him this, even if he doesn't want to watch the whole thing. I'll show him this part because when I tried to argue, I was like, I obviously I don't have enough sense to argue with him. But thank you for that. So, anything final words from? Do you have any final words before?
I'm still shaking. I'm just so excited.
So I'm still shaking.
I'm just so excited because now I just have so much in my mind, and now I understand that when I have ideas, I don't just leave them there. You put them down with your pen and paper, write it down, have something down.
You got to put it on the scroll. You got to release it, or it will stay in here permanently. You got when you write it, it becomes reality. The universe is it will listen to your command because you have the God spark.
Yeah.
Amazing,
That's
amazing.
really
Do you have any final thoughts to just wrap it? Anything you want to tell to the viewers? Like anything you want to just?
Yeah, you can visit our website. Go to modelworkspace.com. Also go to blackfilmspace.com as well. Keep an eye out for some of our projects that we have coming. We got CBC documentary coming with called Relationship Remix. It's going to be on CBC and CBC Gem in 2024. And also keep an eye out for the Indigenous Hip Hop Award Show that's happening in Vancouver on August 11th and 12th. It's going to be an amazing event. It's the only Indigenous Hip Hop Award Show in the world. So, thank you for having me on the show. It's been a blast.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much. OTB.
And we out.